Get woke, go broke. It's a saying that Jeremy from the Quartering says all the time, and it's nothing but true. Like, this is just this whole thing is getting so fucking out of hand. I've been a Mortal Kombat fan from the start. Like, maybe from day one I thought it was too violent. I've said this. I was put off by it at first, and then I realised there was more below the violence. There's a story, and I really latched onto it. And I've been a fan from the start till now, right? Through the Special Forces, I've even got, you know what, I'll just show you. This isn't framed properly. This was just to keep it protected, but I've even got one of the Special Forces fucking supplements from when I worked in a shop. A guy gave it to me. He goes, "You like Mortal Kombat, don't you? This is the only way I have this. I don't even have this digitally. I've only got these 2 pieces of paper." And Special Forces was a piece of crap. But, you know, I've been a fan through all of it. Through Special Forces, through the MK Advance. I had a Total Mortal Kombat website. It's still up, but I don't update it anymore. You know, I put up all the news for those games, everything, all the press releases, everything. MKDC, I flew out to fucking LA to promote the game, even though everyone's like, "It's not violent, it sucks." I've been a fan and a promoter of this from the start. I've been promoting since, let's say, 99, which is when my site started up, and that's when I started sort of spreading news about MK, when the internet was sort of new, like came in like 95, was becoming really mainstream in 99. People were starting to have websites and, you know, GeoCities and all that stuff. You know, I had my AlphaLink website, which was part of my ISP. I've been promoting the game since then. I was promoting it all the way up to, you could say, MK11 on my website. I had a big fight with Warner Brothers. A lot of people know this. They were saying, you know, "Oh, we're not going to send stuff to Australia," and "Oh, we're not going to, you know, do this or that. We're not going to give you those renders in HD." And then they did that anyway after they fucking got rid of me. A week later, they sent out all 3 renders, full HD. They're like, "Full quality, here you go. See, we love the fans." And they only did it one time. You know, I had a fight with Warner Brothers. I wore it on the chin. You know, at the time, that was my only move because I didn't like what they were doing. None of the fans did. I was the only one who spoke up about it, and I got ostracized for it. Alienated, I guess you could say. You know, it was like, fine. Alright, I'll wear it. Warner Brothers don't want to work with me. They don't want to invite me out to these events. Even though my fan base knows I'm one of the biggest fans in the world for Mortal Kombat. Always have been, and maybe not always will be. Because this sort of shit is really starting to piss me off. This hat, I made this hat. This hat is copyright to me. Did you know that? This hat, I own the rights to it. To this slogan. That slogan is copyright to me. Because I made this hat, and that ensures the copyright of it. Because I was the first person to make a item or clothing or something with the slogan on it that's instantly copyrighted. That's the copyright law for Australia. This slogan, I made it. I based it on the Donald Trump hat. Because people were so triggered by that hat. It was a great saying. And I'm sorry about my webcam. It just does this and XSplit sucks. It hates my webcam. I don't know what its problem is. It was a great saying because, you know, firstly you had a guy with a great saying. "I'm going to make America great again." There's nothing wrong with that. That's great. Power to you. You know? And then you got a lot of people on the left going, "He's such a dickhead!" And they're just triggered by the hat. You know, I just took it because it was such a talked about thing. Like, it was so, people were so triggered by the MAGA hat, you know, and I thought I could like put an MK spin on it and make it funny and make Outworld purple again. And everyone loves this hat. Tabmock loves it, Outworld loves it, Ryan loves it. They all love this hat. It's funny, you know. And I showed Derek Kurtzik, who came out when Australia, I wore the hat and he laughed, you know, he thought it was great, you know. And we all just had a bit of a laugh about it. Doesn't matter if you were on the left or on the right. Doesn't matter. This was just taking something that's talked about and putting an MK spin on it and making its own thing. Doesn't matter if you're on the left or the right. There's no reason to get offended at this hat. Right? And the reason I bring this hat up is because in the latest Mortal Kombat, Shah Khan comes out and he says, I'm going to make Outworld great again. And some people are triggered by this. That is based on this hat. I know that for a fact. They saw the hats. Derek even said it in Tabmock's interview. He says, I've seen the hats and stuff. You know? I'm sure it was put in the game because they saw me wearing this and people getting a real kick out of it. You know? And so I'm not offended by that, but some people are. I don't see the reason to get offended by that is. You know, I just bring it up because, you know, I came up with the hat and I want to show you guys I'm not all fully against Mortal Kombat or fully for it, or I'm never just one way. If I don't like something, I'll call it out. If I like something, I'll call it out. I'm not, you know, being, like I said, I've been a Mortal Kombat fan so long, I don't do that. This morning they put up the, I don't know, the characters, they were all lit up and they were like dancing around and doing moves and shit. It looked really cool. I retweeted that because it was cool. If I hated Mortal Kombat, I'd be like, fuck that, I'm not retweeting it. Because that's what the haters do. And I'm not a hater. I just hate certain things. This is one of those things. So here we have a tweet from the OK Player saying Jax's Mortal Kombat 11 ending finds him undoing slavery. Fans calling it racist. You know why? Because it is racist. You know? Then you've got a guy who works for Netherrealm, Danish. Don't know how to say his name. Danish Sheed. Saying, don't call them fans, please. Can you fucking believe that? So we've got a guy who works for Netherrealm. Designed the Netherrealm Studios logo, by the way. Telling us that we're not fans because we don't want your political bullshit in Mortal Kombat. We don't want it. Jax, Major Jackson Briggs, has always just been about protecting Earthrealm from Outworld. Him and Sonya started the Outworld Investigation Agency. That's all they need to do. Stop Outworld. Stop other realms invading. That's the whole storyline for Jax. You know? The fact that he gets his hands on Chronica's Time Hourglass, spoilers, I guess it's not because everyone knows about this shit now, and then goes back in time to undo slavery is ridiculous because even if he did that, he'd probably cease to exist himself. And even if he didn't cease to exist himself, you're going to undo all that history. Jax is so proud American now. Such a badass, you know, badass defender of Earth. Why would he go back and change history and change the things that made him what he is today? It's racist. It's shit, and we don't like it. And me as a fan, I'm allowed to say that. That's my fucking right. Now, for this motherfucker to say don't call them fans, please, is so disrespectful. And that's why I put, you may work on the MK game, but I've been playing and a fan longer than you. So show some goddamn respect. We don't like politics in MK, and we can voice that opinion all we like. It doesn't change our fan status. Then you got some moron who chimes in on it, saying, oh, you could show some respect. The people working to continue bringing you MK games. You obviously aren't doing anything to make more of them. If you're upset about anyone undoing slavery in any form, then you're just a freaking idiot. That's how that guy talks. So my response to that was, you think I'm going to respect someone who's pissing on the MK fanbase? You're the idiot. So this Richard doesn't understand that we as fans can say whatever we goddamn like about Mortal Kombat. I've been criticizing Mortal Kombat since the start. Anything I didn't like, I criticized it. Tremor, I didn't fucking like it. I criticized it. There was no politics behind that. Just didn't like Tremor. Okay? I called it out. I didn't like Warner Brothers mistreating me. I called it out. That's how us Aussies are. We don't take shit. We are free and strong. We're a strong race. And you know, all this shit going on at Netherrealm, this is banned now. The OK symbol. I've made a post about this on my Facebook saying, what a joke. And I'm wondering if the Netherrealm guys saw it, because I'm friends with so many of Netherrealm employees on my Facebook. You know, maybe they saw it and thought, fuck, we should do that too. I don't know. But I hope that's not the goddamn case, because this is not racist. It's not. This just means okay. Okay? We don't like this shit in Mortal Kombat. We didn't sign up for that. We just want to play the game. The game's fucking awesome. That's the sad part. All this shit cloud, this big shit cloud hovering above MK11. It's sad. And people could say you're contributing to the shit cloud. I just can't take seeing crap like this on Twitter. Yeah, I could just ignore it. But why should I? Why should I put up with crap from this Danish guy saying I'm not a fan because I don't like Jax's ending? And he works for Netherrealm. Do you remember when EA told the Battlefield 5 fans, if you don't like it, don't buy it? Guess what? None of us fucking did. We didn't buy Battlefield 5. And it tanked. It tanked so fucking hard that in the first week of release, it was dropped to half fucking price. You keep going down this road, Netherrealm, it'll happen to you. Get woke, go broke. I'm telling you. You need to fucking harden the fuck up. Anyone in your fucking studio who's saying, oh, you gotta desexualize the women, it's offensive. They need to go. Anyone saying, this is offensive, they need to go. Anyone saying, oh, let's change Jax's ending so he's gonna end slavery, they need to fucking go too. Because it's affecting the game. Doesn't matter what your political stance is. I don't play Mortal Kombat to have your politics shoved in my goddamn face. I don't. I play Mortal Kombat for the stories, for the fantasy, for the fun. And like I said, this MK is fucking brilliant. Miles apart from MKX. One of the best storylines ever. I had so much fun playing that story mode. It was fantastic. Visually stunning. Beautiful game. The sound, the music. The music's so good in these stages. I even can hear how good the music is. The music, the visuals, the effects, all the little references. Everything is so great. But this politics shit, it's starting to eat the game from the inside out like cancer. And you need to fucking stop it. Now, here's an example, right? I haven't unlocked everything in the game yet because I can't because of the crypt. You know, you guys are fixing that though, fair enough. But when I go to the Cassie screen and all the skins are locked, I can still see all the skins, right? I don't know if there's some that don't show up on there or not, but every Cassie Cage skin is the same. Same short haircut, same robot space suit that looks like Samus, and it's just a color swap. These aren't skins. Even if you wanted to have desexualized characters, which I'm fucking fully against, but let's say you went down that path, well, you did. You know, you didn't even try and make some skins that look different without them being sexy. Like, you didn't even change the hairstyle, or you didn't take the metal suit off her, or put some standard clothes on her, or you didn't even try. You did a palette swap of a robot suit, and it looks like shit. And you only did it to the female characters, because I look at, like, Johnny Cage, and he's got, like, you know, he's got the jacket, he's got the wife beater t-shirt, that's what it's called, with the dragon logo, you know, that's really cool. He's got the JC jacket, that's really cool. There's even a green and gold one, which I like, because I'm sure it's there for Brazil, but hey, Australia, green and gold as well. You know, in the Olympics, the boxing kangaroo flags, green and gold. So, you know, you look at the male characters, and the skins are great. The Aaron Black skins are so good. Like, really creative, really vastly different. And then you go and look at the females, and they look like garbage. Garbage. You didn't even try this one. There were 3 skins I saw that I passed. There was a Jackie Briggs skin, where she has long hands. She's wearing this, like, long sort of outfit. That one was good. There's a Sonya one, where she got, like, a midriff sort of tank top, you know, which is sort of fitting with the Ronda Rousey, you know, UFC crap. Then there was what was the other one? The Scarlet one where the hairstyle was different, even though I hate Scarlet. I hate the skins. They look like garbage. I'm not saying she has to be in a bikini, but, like, do something creative with her. You just made her look like, you know, she just doesn't look good, you know. Frost looks like a joke. I hate Frost. I hate Frost in this. She looks bad. I understand she's cyber, but you could have done so much better with her than that. Really. You really could have. And all the skins, again, they all look the same. There's just a flap. There's a flap over one of them. That's it. Different flaps over the skin. It's like, that's all you can do? Really? It's like... And people keep coming in and going, how are you finding the game so far? It's great. The game's fantastic. The skins, the female skins, are a joke. You know? And like I said, I don't just pick on the whole game. I'm not playing it. Oh, look, I've bought all... Look above. There's 2 course editions up there. There's a collector's. I've got the PC one as well, a special edition. I bought MKX like... How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4... I bought XL, you know... I bought it like 5 or 6 times. I gave you my money, Netherrealm. You know? I bought Injustice up there. I fucking hate Injustice. I still bought it. Because I like the developers. I bought Injustice 2 as well. I don't like it. I even streamed 12 hours of Sub-Zero. Even though I wasn't that much of a fan of the game. That's because I'm a big fan of the developers. I've met most of them. I've met Derek Kurtzik. I've met Steve Baran. I've met Ed Boon. I've met Hector Sanchez. He no longer works on the game. I've met Hans Lowe. I've met Paulo Garcia. Brian Lieberon. Dan Forden. John Vogel. Carlos Pizzina. Daniel Pizzina. You know, all the people associated with the Mortal Kombat brand. They know I'm a mega fan. And they're the nicest guys ever. You know? Through the eras of me talking and being a fan or playing or promoting Mortal Kombat, I've done so much for the franchise, and for this shithead to say don't call them fans, that's so disgusting. You know, I just ordered, I was able to get my hands on an MK11 collectors. I was hoping I could show it in this video, but it hasn't been delivered yet. Today or tomorrow. Or tomorrow being Monday. You know, and this might be the last Mortal Kombat I buy. You know, because I can't take this shit anymore. I can't take this political nonsense ruining the game. And you might just say, oh, they're just skins. You're just a man baby. Well, the female fans aren't happy either. You go tell them that, motherfucker. You go tell a female fan, you're a baby. You live in your mum's basement. And you don't get laid. You go tell that to a female fan. See how it goes for you. You know, because they don't like this shit either. I know the cosplayers. I know your Liz. She's one of the ambassadors. I see your Liz all the time. She lives in Melbourne. You know? I'm sure if I asked them, because they all the female cosplayers, they all dress up, they all make themselves sexy in their own way, how they feel about the costume changes, they'd probably hate it too. It's never bugged them. No one's ever come out and said, I'm offended. That's the thing. Someone's walked into Netherrealm and said, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We've got to be woke now. And those are the people that are going to fuck this franchise and they're going to kill it. They're going to destroy it by being woke. You know? It's really sad. And Netherrealm, they desexualize their characters, but they're quite happy to work with all the Mortal Kombat cosplayers, all the females. They were all in the start of the reveal, the countdown. Let's go check out the cosplayers. They were all there, and they all had their boobs out. You know, you didn't tell them to cover up, did ya? Huh? How come? If you're so progressive and so woke, how come you're not telling the female cosplayers, oh, look, we can't work with you because you're too sexy right now, and that's not the direction that Netherrealm's going in. Yeah, you won't fucking do that, will ya? You'll use that to promote your game, and then you'll have this other bullshit political agenda saying, oh, look, we're woke. You're not woke. You're not. You're just pandering. You're pandering to some fucking person that doesn't exist. And I've had enough of it. I've got it right here. You know, I've bought this game twice now. I bought the collectors and the premium. Collectors is 500 Australian. This one was 150. You know, I give you my money and you say I'm not a fan just because I don't like Jax's ending. just because I don't like that you've taken this out. When the next MK comes around, if there's any bullshit like this in it, I will be seriously considering the end of the road for Mortal Kombat and me. Because I've done everything I can. I've talked about Mortal Kombat my whole life, you know, and literally my whole life. From high school to now, I am 42 this year. I'm grown up, you know. I'm considering starting my own business right now, you know. And this has always been my passion. This has been my one thing. But I just don't like where it's at now. I just don't like it. You know? I consider people like Ed Boon friends of mine, but this political agenda, it needs to go. You need to just get rid of it and say, we're not doing that anymore. We made a mistake. Because you have. If you had to just put the game out how you liked it, this is the game, no one would give a shit. Characters could have been sexy. Could have had the skins. We could have had battle damage, which you removed because the female character is going to be sexy. So now because of that, we can't even have battle damage in the game. You know? What other stuff did you take out of the game just to pander to these non-existent people? Just inside Netherrealm. I'm very mad. Very. There's my MKXL. Signed. It's signed by Derek Kurtzik there. He's the guy that you see on the Combat Cast. It's signed by Dan Ford, and he's the Toasty Man. Signed by Carlos as well. Carlos Pazina and John Vogel. You know, when I took this with me to Chicago and got signatures on it. And Derek signed it for me at PAX Australia. You know? And when I say this stuff, I'm not mad at you guys. I'm only mad at this guy, this Danish guy. I'm mad at that bastard. It's because he's saying I'm not a fan. After all the money I've put into the franchise, all the videos I've done, all the promotions I've done for this game. Midway consider me one of their #1 promoters. You know how I know this? They told me. I've got emails where they're like, we consider you one of our #1 promoters. That's what the marketing guy told me because, you know, back then people were talking shit about MKDC. I flew out, I promoted Armageddon. This high up from Midway came out. I've been trying to find out what his name was. He came out and said, I'm going to thank you personally. And I thought, okay, he's going to send me the game. And he sent me a box that had 48 copies of Mortal Kombat Armageddon in it. All the collector's ones, all the Xbox ones, all the PlayStation ones. This was the first time I met Midway. But they knew my worth because when I came out, it was the first time in America. I came out to LA and I was in the Midway booth for almost all 3 days. I showed up, went straight to the Midway booth, filmed, played, talked with the developers, got signatures. I've still got MK Gold posters that are signed by like Tony Goski and stuff that I asked for them to sign for me and stuff. You know, and you know, I was supposed to interview Ed and that got stuffed up, but you know, they were really nice to me. And on the last day, this guy comes up and he goes, we're gonna send you something to say thanks. Because he asked where I was from. I'm like, from Australia. I came out because I love MK and that. He knew I was genuine, not some bullshit reporter that's like, oh, let's go stop by the Mortal Kombat booth. Goes in there for 20 minutes and fucks right off, right? I was there for 3 days. I spent most of my E3 time in the MK booth. So they knew my worth. Midway, at the end, they gave me all the assets to help promote their game. Even though my wallpapers back then might have been bad, people got a kick out of them. I made wallpapers with the renders that they gave me, the full resolution renders, not the cut down bullshit the Warners were sending me. I was doing stuff like that for them. I was doing all this stuff to promote the game, and they were sending me, you know, stuff and thanking me, inviting me to events. They invited me to the MK versus DC reveal. I was invited to that thing that MK Online went to in Las Vegas, but I made the choice to not go to that because if I paid the money to fly out from Australia to that, they were just going to announce the game, and that was it. And that would be it. Even though I would have been put up in a hotel and paid for and everything, I would have to pay for my flights because I was in Australia. Midway said, yeah, because you're international. It's a bit different. So I didn't go to that. I went to E3 that year instead because I knew I'd probably be able to get my hands on the game at that time, and that's exactly what happened. And Midway was just always thankful, always respectful, always great. And I never ever saw them attack the fans. I know it was a different time, and I hate this 2019, 2018. The modern day wokeness is just, it pisses me off. You know what? I just finished watching Cobra Kai Season 2, literally, just about an hour ago. And that thing is just so great. It doesn't have any of that political correct nonsense in it. The character hates it. He's old school. He's from a different time. I kind of feel like I'm Johnny Lawrence a bit. I'm from a different time, and I don't understand what all this stuff is, all this gender politics and stuff. There's a scene where he goes, "We teach boys and girls," and then he goes, "Gender what?" Because obviously the person on the other end of the phone's going, "I'm both," or something crazy that makes no sense, and I'm a lot like him. I identify with it, So I just had to do this video because this made me so mad this morning. This questioned my Mortal Kombat fandom. This really did. This guy works for Netherrealm. Should we be giving our money to Netherrealm when they treat us like this? Don't call them fans. Them. We don't like Jax being some political tool. We just want Jax to stop Outworld. That's it. I'm signing out. I had to get this off my chest. If you haven't already, check out Jeremy the Quartering. He talks a lot about the wokeness of Mortal Kombat. Kind of like me. Just a fan. We're just different. We're just from a different time, I guess. We just don't like it. We just want to play the game. We just want Mortal Kombat to be Mortal Kombat. We don't want any of this political stuff in it. We just want to be able to play the game. And like I said, this game is visually fantastic. The story mode is stunning. I really do enjoy playing the game. And I really want to go through the crypt. Like, I'm dying to go through the crypt. They're in the process of putting fixes out for the crypt. I'm just waiting for the patch to drop. Because at the moment there's bugs because they're trying to fix it. So the crypt's buggy. So I'm waiting a few days before I stream more of the crypt, because the crypt looks amazing, like fantastic. They've done such a great job with all this shit. And that's why, if this politics stuff wasn't surrounding Mortal Kombat, this Mortal Kombat would be scoring 9 and 10s out of 10, I reckon, on the sites. But instead, fans are mad. They're review bombing it, which I don't agree with. Like I said, I call out the bad stuff. I call out the good stuff. I don't take any sides. And they're bombing it because they hate all this political stuff that's in the game as well. So Netherrealm, if you're watching, you need to get rid of it. You need to distance yourself from this political correctness, this wokeness, because if you continue going down this road, no one's going to buy the next Injustice or the next Mortal Kombat. I guarantee it. So this is me signing out, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.